My brothers and sisters, there are moments in your life where everything becomes quiet. Your plans pause, your doors seem to close, your heart feels like it's waiting for something you can't describe. You may not hear anything, you may not see anything changing, and you may not understand why Allah has placed you in a season of silence. But I want to tell you today that silence is not the absence of Allah, it is the preparation of Allah. Sometimes Allah prepares you in ways nobody else can see. When He wants to elevate you, He doesn't announce it immediately. When He wants to bless you, He doesn't expose it instantly. When He wants to open a door for you, He first strengthens you internally, quietly, privately, gently, until you are ready to walk through it. Allah says in the Quran, "And it may be that you hate a thing while it is good for you, and love a thing while it is bad for you." Allah knows while you do not know. This ayah is not just about hardship, it is about timing, it is about wisdom, it is about divine preparation. My brother, my sister, when Allah delays, He is not punishing you. When Allah withholds, He is not ignoring you. When Allah tests you, He is not abandoning you. He is preparing you. He is shaping your patience, polishing your character, strengthening your heart, and aligning your path with something far greater than you imagined. Think of the seed buried in darkness. For months it is hidden. No one sees its struggle. No one sees the pressure. No one sees how it expands, cracks, and grows roots. But when it finally breaks through the soil, everyone sees the result, but no one saw the preparation. This is how Allah works with you. Your roots are growing in silence. Maybe Allah removed people from your life quietly. Maybe He changed your plans unexpectedly. Maybe He closed a door you were sure was meant for you. But Allah never takes without giving. He never closes without opening. He never restricts except to expand later in ways beyond your imagination. And sometimes Allah sends signs, small ones, just to let you know that He is working on something for you. Maybe a random reminder touches your heart. Maybe a verse feels like it was revealed just for you. Maybe a dua you made months ago crosses your mind again. These are not coincidences. These are signals from the Most Merciful that your season of silence is about to turn into a season of unveiling. But the question is, are you ready for the blessing? Before Allah gives you the blessing that everyone will see, He works on the part of you that no one sees, your heart, your intentions, your faith, your discipline, your humility, because Allah doesn't want to give you something that you are not yet prepared to carry. My brothers and sisters, when the blessing finally arrives, it will make sense. When the doors finally open, they will open all at once. When the plan finally unfolds, it will unfold beautifully. And when Allah elevates you, He will elevate you in such a way that even the people who doubted you, questioned you, and underestimated you will witness the favor of Allah upon you. This is why you must stay patient. This is why you must keep making dua. This is why you must continue trusting Allah, even when you cannot see the path. Because Allah is writing a chapter of your life in silence that will one day speak louder than anything you could ever explain. One day the blessing will come. One day the ease will arrive. One day the miracle will appear. And when Allah decides that it is time, your blessing will not only reach you, it will be seen by everyone around you. So don't be discouraged by the silence. Don't underestimate what Allah can do behind the scenes. Don't lose hope when nothing seems to be moving. Your Rabb is preparing something that will not only change your life, but will inspire every person who witnesses it. Remember, Allah prepares you privately so He can bless you publicly. And when that moment comes, you will look back and say, Subhanallah, every delay had purpose. Every quiet moment was a step. Every hardship was preparation. Allah knew, Allah planned, Allah perfected. When Allah prepares you in silence, it is one of the most profound phases of your spiritual journey, because it forces you to confront yourself, understand your weaknesses, and recognize the depth of Allah's mercy in ways you would never have noticed if life had remained loud, busy, and filled with movement. Silent preparation is not simply a pause, it is a divine classroom, a hidden training ground, a place where Allah molds you without spectators, without applause, without validation. It is during this quiet phase that Allah reshapes your heart, realigns your priorities, and teaches you lessons that will become the foundation of the blessing that is coming. Many people misunderstand the silence of Allah. They interpret it as neglect or distance, but in reality, silence from Allah is rarely silence at all. It is the kind of silence that contains wisdom. It is the silence that prepares you for breakthroughs you would not be strong enough to handle if they arrived prematurely. Just like a child is nurtured in the womb completely unseen, completely hidden, completely unknown to the world, You too are placed in a spiritual womb at times, where Allah allows you to grow in ways the world cannot see. Nobody notices the changes you feel within. Nobody sees the battles you fight internally. Nobody hears the conversations between you and your Rabb. But Allah is shaping something within you through patience, through reflection, through inward struggle, through subtle realizations that come only when life becomes still enough for you to hear them. Silent preparation is when Allah detaches you from things you thought you needed in order to strengthen your attachment to Him instead. You might lose friendships, opportunities, routines, or comforts. What you once relied on may suddenly disappear. Doors that were once wide open may quietly close without explanation. And while your heart might panic at first, wondering why things have shifted so drastically, the deeper truth is that Allah is removing the noise so that you can finally pay attention to the transformation happening within you. This period teaches you to be comfortable with solitude, because in solitude you discover the sincerity of your intentions. When nobody is watching, your worship becomes pure. When nobody is praising you, your actions become sincere. When nobody is validating you, your heart learns to seek value from Allah, not from creation. Silent preparation often arrives with tests designed to strengthen qualities you will need later. Patience is not built when everything goes your way. It is built when nothing makes sense. Tawakkul is not built when the path is clear. It is built when the path is dark, and you still choose to walk. Humility is not built when you are surrounded by successes. It is built when your ego is broken, when you face setbacks, when you learn that your worth is not measured by worldly achievements, but by your connection to Allah. Silent preparation forces you to see your weaknesses, not to shame you, but to reform you. It highlights cracks within you, not to break you, but to rebuild you. It exposes illusions you held onto so you can finally cling to truth. You begin to understand why Allah says He is closer than your jugular vein, because in these quiet moments, you feel His closeness more intimately than ever before. During this phase, Allah purifies your heart from attachments that would harm you later. Sometimes the blessing is so great that if you were to receive it without preparation, it would overwhelm you, blind you, or even destroy you. Allah knows the weight of what He is about to give you, and He prepares your heart to carry it. You may feel stripped, but He is really making space. You may feel empty, but He is preparing capacity. You may feel delayed, but He is aligning your timeline with a blessing that requires a specific version of you, not the version you used to be. Silent preparation also teaches you emotional maturity. You begin to understand your emotions with more clarity, why you fear certain things, why you desire certain outcomes, why you cling to certain people, why you avoid certain responsibilities. Allah allows you to face yourself honestly, so that the blessing He brings does not trigger your insecurities, but elevates your confidence, your iman, and your identity as a believer. One of the most beautiful aspects of silent preparation is how Allah softens your heart. Sometimes He puts you through quiet heartbreaks, not to destroy you, but to make you gentler, more compassionate, more understanding, more empathetic toward others. You begin to see life differently. You begin to appreciate small blessings you once overlooked. You begin to feel gratitude for things you used to take for granted. Allah is removing hardness, arrogance, and emotional clutter from your heart. A heart that will one day receive a major blessing must first be emptied of pride, haste, and entitlement, because these traits corrupt even the greatest gifts. Silent preparation also deepens your relationship with dua. When you are in this phase, your duas become raw and sincere. You are not reciting them out of habit. You are pouring your soul into them. You begin to talk to Allah like you talk to someone who understands you completely, because He does. You taste the sweetness of crying to Him, relying on Him, surrendering to Him. The silence pushes you toward intimate conversation with Allah, and through this your heart forms an unshakable bond with Him, a bond that will protect you once the blessing arrives. And that is perhaps the greatest purpose of silent preparation, to build a connection with Allah so deep that when the blessing comes, you do not forget the one who gave it to you. When Allah places you in a phase of hidden wisdom, it is a moment where the surface of your life may seem confusing, uncertain, or even stagnant, yet beneath that surface, layers of divine planning are unfolding with precision you cannot yet comprehend. Hidden wisdom is one of the most difficult concepts for a believer to embrace, because it requires you to accept that Allah's knowledge extends far beyond the limited perspective of your current situation. It demands trust not only when things are going well, but especially when everything around you feels unclear. It challenges your heart to surrender, to let go of the urge to control outcomes, and to admit that Allah sees what you cannot see, knows what you cannot know, and plans what you cannot predict. Sometimes the delays, disappointments, or sudden changes you experience are not punishments, they are protections. Sometimes the silence is not emptiness, it is rearrangement. Sometimes what feels like loss is actually removal of something that would have blocked the blessing meant for you. This is how Allah's hidden wisdom works, quietly, perfectly, and always in your favor, even when your heart cannot yet interpret the meaning behind it. Hidden wisdom often comes wrapped in tests that make you question the direction of your life. You may feel like doors that were once open suddenly shut. You may feel like opportunities vanish just as you get close to them. You may feel like the path you were sure was right for you becomes unstable, foggy, or unexpectedly redirected. In moments like these, your heart may say, "Why is this happening to me?" But if you could see the unseen, if you could witness the dangers Allah diverted, if you could see the tears He saved you from, if you could witness the heartbreaks He prevented before they even reached you, you would fall into sujood out of gratitude for the doors that never opened. Allah's hidden wisdom is full of mercy, even when it appears to be full of delays. This is why Allah tells us in the Quran that you may dislike something while it is good for you. You may dislike the waiting, the confusion, the redirection, the pause, but inside that pause, there is a wisdom that will make sense only when you look back later. Hidden wisdom also teaches you the art of patience, not the passive patience where you simply sit and tolerate hardship, but the active patience that pushes you to keep striving, keep believing, keep making dua, and keep trusting even when there is no outward sign that anything is changing. This kind of patience refines your heart, it removes impulsiveness, it teaches you discipline, it roots your faith so deeply that the absence of immediate results no longer shakes your conviction. You begin to understand that your timeline is not the ultimate measure of when things should happen. Allah's timing is, and His timing always aligns with your benefit, even if it contradicts your desire. Sometimes Allah hides His wisdom within the people He removes from your life. A person you loved deeply may walk away, a friend you depended on may betray you, a mentor you trusted may disappoint you. But if you could see the whispers of harm, jealousy, dishonesty, or misguidance Allah saw within their hearts, you would understand why He pulled them away from you. Loss hurts, but protection often does. Allah removes what could break your future, even if it breaks your heart in the present. That is hidden wisdom, and sometimes Allah's wisdom unfolds not in what He removes, but in what He withholds. You may beg for a certain job, relationship, opportunity, or outcome. You may plead with Allah to grant it, but Allah may delay it, not because you are unworthy, but because the blessing is not ready yet, or because you are not ready yet, or because receiving it now would cause more harm than good. The wisdom behind Allah's withholding is that He wants to give you something better, something safer, something more aligned with your destiny. And when that better thing arrives, you will thank Him for not giving you what you once asked for with desperation. Hidden wisdom also manifests in the unexpected turns your life takes. You may have a plan for your future, a clear picture of how things should unfold, but Allah may take you down a completely different route, a route that looks uncomfortable, unfamiliar, slower, or even frightening, but that route is preparing you for something bigger. It is strengthening skills you'll need later. It is building resilience you will rely on in the future. It is placing you in situations that seem irrelevant now, but will become crucial pieces of your story later. Nothing in Allah's plan is random. Every detour is intentional. Every delay is strategic. Every hardship is purposeful. Allah places you exactly where you need to be even when you feel completely out of place. Another aspect of hidden wisdom is how Allah softens or hardens your heart at the right times. Sometimes Allah allows you to feel emotional heaviness so you can turn back to Him. Other times He allows your heart to detach from certain desires, so you do not cling to what is temporary. This inner shift may confuse you, but it is a sign that Allah is redirecting your heart toward what is destined for you. The wisdom behind this is that Allah wants your heart free from unhealthy attachments before He gives you a blessing that requires emotional maturity and spiritual clarity. Hidden wisdom is also found in the lessons you learn during hardship. When you go through something difficult, something that feels unfair or overwhelming, you may not realize that the experience itself is equipping you with the understanding you will need when your blessing arrives. Allah does not waste your pain. Every tear, every setback, every struggle carries a lesson that shapes your perspective, increases your compassion, and deepens your gratitude. These lessons become part of who you are. They prepare you to handle blessings with humility instead of arrogance, with gratitude instead of entitlement, with wisdom instead of recklessness. When Allah's wisdom is hidden, you are forced to rely on faith rather than sight. You learn to walk by trust instead of clarity. You learn to say, Allah knows and I do not as a phrase of helplessness but as an anchor of peace. You learn to accept that Allah's plan is crafted with complete knowledge of your past, your present, your future, your strengths, your weaknesses, your unseen dangers, and your hidden potential. And you begin to see that everything happening around you carries a deeper meaning, even if that meaning has not yet been revealed to you. When Allah begins sending subtle signs in your life, it is a gentle reminder that He is always near, that He is aware of your efforts, and that He is quietly orchestrating events in ways you cannot yet see. These signs often come in forms so delicate that many people overlook them, dismissing them as coincidences or random occurrences. Yet for the attentive heart, these moments carry profound messages, whispering reassurance, guidance, and encouragement. The subtle signs are Allah's way of telling you that your silent preparation and the hidden wisdom you are living through are not wasted. They are indicators that your path is being shaped, your character is being refined, and your blessing is drawing closer. Subtle signs might appear as recurring themes in your thoughts, repeated verses from the Quran that resonate with your current situation, or unexpected reminders that touch your heart at the exact moment you need them. These signs are personalized messages, tailored by the most merciful to your unique journey, and they function as spiritual milestones that keep you connected to Allah even when life feels uncertain. You may notice these signs in conversations with others, in fleeting encounters, or in the experiences you stumble upon during your daily routines. A stranger's words might uplift you, a sudden opportunity might present itself, or a moment of clarity might illuminate a problem you have been struggling with for months. Each of these occurrences, no matter how small, is part of Allah's subtle communication with you, reminding you that your supplications are being heard, your patience is being acknowledged, and your steadfastness is being rewarded. These signs serve as spiritual compass points, guiding you toward decisions, actions, and relationships that are in alignment with Allah's plan for you. They teach you to pay attention, to be aware of the unseen hand guiding your life, and to cultivate a heart that is sensitive to the whispers of divine guidance. One of the most powerful forms of subtle signs is the way Allah orchestrates timing in your life. You might find that doors you had almost given up on suddenly reopen, or opportunities that seemed impossible appear when you least expect them. Perhaps you prayed for something months ago, and while waiting, life seems stagnant, yet at the precise moment Allah wills, the answer arrives. These moments create a profound sense of awe and gratitude, as you realize that Allah's timing is perfect, that nothing is premature, and that everything is placed in its exact position for maximum benefit. These subtle signs are not merely about outcomes. They are about preparing your heart to recognize and appreciate the blessing when it arrives. Allah does not simply hand you a gift, He ensures that your heart is ready to receive it with clarity, gratitude, and humility. Subtle signs also come through challenges, setbacks, and unexpected changes. Often what appears to be a misfortune is, in reality, a divine hint directing you away from harm and toward safety. Perhaps you missed a job opportunity that you were certain would change your life, only to find a better opportunity that aligns with your purpose. Perhaps a relationship you pursued did not work out, leaving room for a connection that brings greater harmony, growth, and fulfillment. These moments require reflection, patience, and discernment, as the signs are often hidden in what initially appears as disappointment. By paying attention to them, you begin to understand that Allah's wisdom permeates every aspect of life, that nothing is wasted, and that every event carries significance in the tapestry of your journey. The subtleness of these signs challenges you to cultivate awareness and mindfulness. It is easy to overlook the whispers of Allah when life is noisy, when distractions are abundant, or when expectations cloud your judgment. But when you pause, reflect, and open your heart, you will notice the interconnectedness of events, the synchronicity of encounters, and the gentle nudges that guide you toward the path He has designed. This awareness fosters a sense of spiritual sensitivity, a recognition that life is not random but divinely orchestrated, and that even in moments of uncertainty, Allah is actively guiding you. By developing this sensitivity, you learn to trust not only the outcomes of your efforts, but also the process itself, finding peace in the knowledge that every sign, every delay, every encounter is purposeful. Subtle signs often strengthen your faith in ways that grand miracles cannot. While extraordinary events can inspire awe, it is the quiet, consistent reminders that cultivate a resilient, enduring trust in Allah. When you notice that prayers are answered in ways you did not anticipate, that situations resolve themselves with wisdom beyond your planning, and that blessings unfold when your heart is ready to appreciate them, your faith becomes rooted not in immediate gratification, but in a deep understanding of Allah's mercy, knowledge, and perfect planning. You begin to see that Allah's presence is constant, that His care extends to every detail of your life, and that even when you cannot perceive it, He is actively shaping your journey for your ultimate benefit. The signs also serve to remind you of the importance of gratitude and reflection. When you recognize the guidance in subtle moments, when you see the hand of Allah in coincidences that are not coincidental, you are encouraged to pause and acknowledge His mercy. Gratitude deepens your connection with Allah, strengthens your resolve, and amplifies the blessing when it eventually manifests. It teaches humility, as you realize that your achievements, your progress, and your moments of relief are not solely the result of your efforts, but manifestations of divine intervention, aligned perfectly with your efforts and intentions. Moreover, subtle signs cultivate hope in the believer's heart. They remind you that no effort is lost, no prayer is ignored, and no trial is meaningless. Even in silence, even in waiting, even in uncertainty, Allah is working behind the scenes, aligning events, nurturing opportunities, and preparing your life for the manifestation of blessings that will one day be evident to all. By recognizing these signs, your heart remains uplifted, your spirit remains patient, and your faith remains unwavering, knowing that every moment, no matter how ordinary, carries within it the seed of divine guidance and the promise of blessings yet to come. These signs, while subtle, are powerful affirmations that Allah's plan is active, deliberate, and deeply connected to your growth, purpose, and ultimate happiness. When Allah prepares you to become ready for the blessings He has destined for you, it is a process that extends far beyond the surface of your daily life. Preparation is not simply about waiting or enduring. It is about transformation, internal, spiritual, emotional, and even intellectual transformation that equips you to receive what Allah has planned with gratitude, wisdom, and balance. Becoming ready is a journey that requires patience, self-reflection, and a deep awareness of the divine presence in your life. Allah knows that blessings carry responsibilities, that favors come with trials, and that without readiness, even the greatest gift can become a burden. Therefore, the period of preparation is as critical as the blessing itself, for it aligns your character, your intentions, and your heart with the weight and magnitude of what is coming. Becoming ready often begins with refining your heart. Allah uses challenges, quiet moments, and reflection to soften and purify the heart, so it can carry immense blessings without corruption or pride. The heart must be cleansed of envy, arrogance, attachment to worldly desires, and impatience, because these traits would distort the appreciation and utilization of the blessing. Allah often allows experiences that test humility, patience, and sincerity, because these qualities become essential once the blessing is revealed. Through patience in adversity, through reliance on Him in moments of uncertainty, and through maintaining faith in His wisdom despite delays, your heart develops resilience, compassion, and a profound connection with Allah that will serve as the foundation for the manifestation of the blessing. Preparation also involves building emotional readiness. Life often teaches you lessons through moments of loss, disappointment, and struggle. These experiences are not meant to weaken you, but to strengthen your emotional intelligence, your capacity for empathy, and your ability to handle success with balance. When a blessing arrives, it often comes with public recognition, increased responsibility, or life-altering change. If the heart and mind are unprepared, the blessing can become overwhelming, or it can be taken for granted. Through silent preparation, Allah gradually builds the emotional maturity necessary to receive His favor gracefully, to cherish it sincerely, and to utilize it in ways that honor Him. Spiritual readiness is equally essential. Allah prepares your soul through worship, reflection, and intimate connection with Him. Your prayers, your supplications, your dhikr, and your acts of patience serve as the soil in which the seeds of the blessing are planted. The more grounded your iman, the stronger your ability to recognize and sustain the blessing when it arrives. Spiritual readiness also involves a surrendering of control, an acceptance that Allah's timing, His methods, and His plan are perfect, even when they contradict your desires or expectations. It is during this preparation that you cultivate trust so deep that no worldly circumstance can shake your reliance on Him, a trust that ensures that when the blessing manifests, your gratitude is genuine and unwavering. Allah also prepares you intellectually and mentally for the blessings ahead. He places situations in your path that test your decision-making, your perception, and your discernment. The trials and experiences you face are designed to sharpen your understanding, to expand your perspective, and to strengthen your ability to navigate the complexities that accompany divine favor. By confronting challenges and observing outcomes, you learn critical lessons about life, human nature, and the importance of patience and wisdom. This mental preparation ensures that when opportunities arrive, you are not only able to recognize them, but are also capable of handling them in a manner that reflects foresight, integrity, and responsibility. During this period, Allah often removes distractions and obstacles that could compromise your readiness. He distances you from toxic relationships, harmful environments, and situations that may derail your progress. These removals, though sometimes painful, are acts of divine protection and guidance, creating space for the blessings to enter your life fully and without hindrance. They also teach reliance on Allah rather than on temporary unreliable sources of support, reinforcing the principle that true preparation comes from aligning yourself wholly with His guidance and wisdom. Preparation also manifests through patience and persistence. Allah tests consistency, faithfulness, and perseverance during this phase. You may find yourself repeatedly trying, praying, striving, and yet witnessing little outward change. These moments are not signs of neglect but of refinement. They are the polishing process through which patience is ingrained, resilience is built, and humility is reinforced. This consistent effort, even in the absence of visible reward, ensures that your character is strong and stable enough to handle the profound impact of the blessing when it arrives. Self-awareness plays a central role in readiness. Allah encourages reflection on your strengths, weaknesses, and intentions, prompting you to confront areas that need adjustment before the blessing appears. You become increasingly aware of your desires, your motives, and the way you respond to both success and adversity. This self-awareness allows you to approach the blessing not merely as a recipient, but as a steward, capable of appreciating, maintaining, and leveraging it for good. Without such readiness, the blessing could be mismanaged, wasted, or even lead to arrogance, disappointment, or disillusionment. Preparation often includes an unseen process of aligning your environment and your circumstances with the eventual manifestation of the blessing. Allah orchestrates events, connections, and experiences that place you in the right position, at the right time, with the right mindset and support system. Sometimes this alignment is subtle, meeting the right person who will guide you, encountering the right opportunity that will act as a stepping stone, or learning a skill that will become critical at a pivotal moment. Each of these elements is part of the preparatory work Allah does quietly in the background, ensuring that when the blessing arrives, it integrates seamlessly into your life, producing maximum benefit, impact, and satisfaction. Another dimension of readiness is cultivating gratitude and appreciation. Allah prepares your heart to receive the blessing with awareness of His mercy and generosity. He teaches you to value not only the blessing itself but the journey that led to it, the lessons learned, the patience exercised, and the reliance on Him that was strengthened along the way. When you become ready, your recognition of Allah's favor becomes profound, and your gratitude becomes natural and heartfelt. This preparation ensures that the blessing does not lead to complacency, arrogance, or forgetfulness, but instead strengthens your relationship with Allah and inspires continued growth and service. When Allah finally unveils the blessing He has been preparing for you in silence, it is a moment of profound clarity, joy, and fulfillment. This is the culmination of the journey of patience, trust, preparation, and subtle guidance. The unveiling is not merely about the arrival of a material gain, a relationship, or an achievement. It is the manifestation of a divine plan that has been carefully orchestrated to align perfectly with your growth, your readiness, and your purpose. When Allah reveals a blessing publicly, it is not only a personal reward but also a demonstration of His wisdom, mercy, and perfection in timing. Everyone around you may witness the blessing, yet they remain unaware of the silent struggles, the quiet prayers, and the meticulous preparation that preceded it. This is why the unveiling is so profound. It is both a revelation and a recognition of what Allah has done behind the scenes to make it possible. The unveiling is a confirmation of all the patience you exercised during the periods of waiting and uncertainty. Every trial, every delay, every moment of confusion, and every time you questioned the timing now makes sense. You realize that the silent preparation, the hidden wisdom, and the subtle signs were all leading you to this moment. This revelation often surpasses your expectations, because Allah's plans are never limited to what you can imagine. He has a vision for your life that exceeds your understanding, and when the blessing manifests, it reflects the full extent of His generosity and perfection. This is why the unveiling is not only joyful, but also awe-inspiring, because it demonstrates that Allah is fully aware of your needs, your desires, and your potential, and that He has acted in accordance with His infinite knowledge and mercy. The public nature of the blessing often serves multiple purposes. First, it is a recognition of your perseverance and steadfastness. People may notice your success, your transformation, or your elevated status, but they do not see the journey. Yet through the blessing, Allah conveys that the struggle and patience were meaningful, that the faith you maintained despite silence and uncertainty was valuable, and that your commitment to Him has borne fruit. The public aspect also serves as a reminder to others that Allah is the ultimate provider, that true blessings are divinely orchestrated, and that patience, trust, and reliance on Him always yield results. The manifestation of the blessing becomes both a personal triumph and a sign for the community, encouraging others to trust in Allah's plan, even when the path seems unclear. The unveiling also carries the fulfillment of personal growth. The person you become during the silent preparation is the person who is capable of receiving and sustaining the blessing. Your heart, mind, and soul have been molded, refined, and elevated so that the blessing does not overwhelm or corrupt you. It is now received with gratitude, humility, and awareness of Allah's mercy. The blessing is perfectly aligned with your spiritual, emotional, and intellectual readiness, and this alignment ensures that it will have a transformative effect on your life. You can now utilize it in ways that benefit not only yourself but also those around you, reflecting the divine wisdom that guided your preparation. The manifestation of the blessing is often accompanied by a sense of timing that is unmistakable. You recognize that everything leading up to this moment was necessary: the delays, the hardships, the subtle signs, and the quiet lessons. This timing reflects the precision of Allah's plan, where even the smallest detail mattered. You may look back and see that certain obstacles were actually blessings in disguise, that certain delays protected you, and that certain losses opened space for greater gains. The unveiling brings a clarity that makes the earlier struggles seem purposeful and meaningful, reinforcing your faith in Allah's perfect planning. When the blessing is unveiled, it can inspire a sense of responsibility and purpose. Allah does not simply bestow favors without intention. He equips you to carry the blessing in a way that aligns with your destiny and contributes positively to your life and the lives of others. This sense of responsibility ensures that the blessing becomes a source of continued growth, gratitude, and service, rather than indulgence or complacency. You are reminded that every blessing carries accountability, and the manner in which you utilize it reflects your character, your preparedness, and your relationship with Allah. The unveiling is also a source of hope and motivation for others. People witnessing the manifestation of your blessing can see the results of patience, trust, and reliance on Allah. They see that perseverance in faith, even in silence, is rewarded. This demonstration can encourage those who are struggling, reminding them that Allah's plan is active, that hidden preparation is real, and that blessings often arrive in ways that surpass human understanding. The visibility of the blessing amplifies its impact, transforming it from a personal triumph into a broader inspiration for those around you. Additionally, the unveiling often brings a sense of peace and fulfillment. You experience a deep awareness that Allah has been with you throughout the journey, guiding you, protecting you, and preparing you for this very moment. This peace is not merely the joy of receiving what you wanted, it is the recognition of Allah's presence, wisdom, and mercy throughout your journey. It is the understanding that every struggle, every delay, and every subtle sign was part of a plan that culminated in a moment of profound blessing. This awareness enhances the spiritual dimension of the blessing, turning it into not only an external manifestation but also an internal transformation, where gratitude, contentment, and trust in Allah reach new depths. The unveiling of the blessing also encourages reflection and introspection. You begin to look back on your journey, identifying the signs, lessons, and moments of preparation that led to this moment. This reflection strengthens your faith, reinforces your reliance on Allah, and deepens your understanding of His wisdom. It also serves as a reminder that life is a series of interconnected moments, each designed by Allah to guide, test, and prepare you for the next phase of your journey. The blessing becomes both a reward and a lesson, illustrating that Allah's plan is intricate, purposeful, and perfectly timed.